Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Dealing with problem statements in Smart India Hackathon involves a combination of technical skills, teamwork, and effective problem solving. In this series, we are talking to some past winners of SIH to help you navigate through the problem statements effectively. Today we have with us Anvesha, who will talk to us through the problem statement 1326, which is ideate and implement a system to enhance the quality of education in rural areas. Welcome to the show, Anisha. Good to have you with us.
Hi Vikas. Hello everyone. I am Anvesha from HNB Garwa University, currently a third year undergraduate studying BTech in Computer Science and Engineering.
Right, Anvesha, good to know about you. Now, since you have been the past winner of one of the Smart India hackathons, so let's begin to know about your experience last time around. How was that? How was the whole atmosphere, and how did you went on to win the competition and everything about it? All your experience.
Yeah, so last year basically like it was my first time to participate in any hackathon. So I was in first year because the sessions were starting late because of the COVID-19 and all. So like I had to someone told me about the Smart India hackathon, and like I had to like work really hard to get my team members because I was really new to all of this. So somehow like we had formed a team, and then we chose three problem statements and made PowerPoint presentations on them and submitted our ideas to the government, like to the SIH website. And we were selected for two problem statements, which were from Ministry of Labor and Employment.
Okay, so now talking about the current problem set of problem statements, which is like from SIH 2023, you've chosen this particular one. So why this one? Like, why did you choose to talk about this particular PS only? Is it like close to your heart, or is it something you're more comfortable with? What is the reason behind that?
Yeah, the problem statement that I have chosen, like it was on like providing access to education for children in the rural areas. So, like when I was going through the problem statements, I saw this and I thought that it was really an important discussion, like important topic on which like we can hold a specific discussion, because education in rural areas, like it should be given access to every children. Like I think this is a very like important topic in our country, considering so much of the percentage of our population is still in the rural areas of our country. So I think this is a very important topic.
Definitely, Anvesha. I mean, this is a problem statement which not only deserves a lot of discussion, but deserves a lot of attention and a lot of solutions. So we are really
Yeah.
looking forward to it this time around. So now tell us about something like if you were to handle this particular PS, how would you go about doing it? So let's start with team formation. What kind of a team do you think is required to handle this PS?
Yeah, so first of all, for this problem statement, if I have to build a solution, like then the solution should be like the solution can be in website or an app form. So if I have to build my team, then I will have to choose my members in such a way that like I can form the solution perfectly. Like there shouldn't be like I should not be taking just my friends like for the sake of friendship and all, but I should be like choosing the members so that like they can help me out to like form the entire solution. Otherwise like it does not hold any meaning to form the team, right?
Right. So I mean, if you were there, who all would be your members in terms of skills and expertise? Not the names as such, but
Okay, so considering this is a question based on like education in rural areas. So first of all, we have we will be having a lot of data to like handle. So like first of all, I should be having someone in my team who is skilled with database management. Also, like I have to build the applet, whether it's a web application or a mobile application, whatever it is. So I have to like have someone with good designing skills, like someone skilled in UI UX in my team. And obviously for designing an applet, I have to definitely have someone with front end and back end development skills, like yeah, all this. And I also need to have someone with good like knowledge of artificial intelligence, because like according to me, like we should be providing some chatbot or something in our like application, so that like we can conversate with the students, yeah.
So, Anvisha, according to you, which areas could turn out to be tricky in this particular, when you're working on the solutions? Which are the areas which might be tricky, or which might, need added attention, or some additional amount of input?
Yeah, so when we are dealing with this question, first of all, like we have to like identify what are the places, like what are the major challenges to build this application, right? Because considering that we are talking about rural areas, so first we have to go through the challenges that they will be having. Like we have to think it from their point of view, so we can like provide them with videos and all, like about how to use our application. Like they should be able to use our application, right? So it should like it should be user friendly first of all. Then there will be a lot of data, so data management will be a big problem. Yeah.
Okay, so now coming to the planning part, from where do you start? Like, what is the first thing that you're going to work upon, and then what is the next one, and so on and so forth?
First of all, like if I come to the competition point of view, so first of all, I have to make a presentation. And for presentation, I have to like go through brainstorming first of all. So I have to collect all the ideas that can be present in my applet, right? So what are the features I can provide in the applet so that the students can use it? So yeah, that's the first thing while building the application.
So, coming to the competition part, as you just said, so how much of the
Yeah.
work in this particular solution should be, according to you, completed before you reach the final arena for Smart India Hackathon, and what all should be, left to be handled there?
When we are talking about the competition, like after the results have announced for the finale, I think we get only 15 to 20 days for building the application, right? So we should be completing most of it, like around 60 to 70% by then, because we get only probably 2 days during the finale, so it's not sufficient to complete the entire thing. So like 70%, 75% should be completed before that.
Okay, so what happens if there are requirements or demands from the evaluators to work on some changes, or undo quite a few things which they might not like, or they might say okay, they are not in the purview of the entire PS, or for any other reason, if they want you to make changes and you've already completed 80% of the work, how do you deal with it then?
So like we have to, like when we are building an application, like we are not doing the entire part at once, right? It's part of dynamic programming, so we can just change that part. Like it's not a big deal, I think.
So, do you think asking for too many changes from the evaluation side doesn't affect you too much in terms of not only amount of work, but in terms of you can say morale also? You might think that a lot of your work might have gone waste, or you'll have to redo quite a bit. So, does that happen? Does that feel like that?
Yeah, yeah. So last time, like when we were there in the finals, like the evaluators came for around 2 to 3 times, I think, to suggest changes, and like we were asked to change the entire homepage. So like changing the homepage is like that was a big like setback for us, but like it was quite easy to do. I think like if all the team members are working together, then it's definitely fine, but if like there are problems in the team itself, then it's definitely not possible. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think is the best way to deal with that scenario wherein you are constantly being monitored and constantly being, asked for either modifications or changes. So how do you deal with that kind of a situation?
Yeah, so like when we are like constantly being asked for making changes, like first of all, it's the changes that have been like told by the evaluators, right? So those are definitely important, right? So like we have to change it in such a way so that like whatever we have built, it doesn't get affected that much. Like we have to like be mindful with that so that we do not have to do like a lot of work. Like we really have to be mindful with that. Yeah.
Right. And what about the final presentation that needs to be presented at the very end of it when the entire work is done and you have to present your work as such? So, how do you go about doing that? What are the things to be taken care of? Because that is the final shot, it's the end of it. So, how do you prepare for the final presentation?
Yeah, so in the final round, like you have to make a different like presentation for like pitching in the final round, right? So it should be having all the features that we are having in our application as well. So everything must be properly explained. So whoever is explaining it, whoever is like doing the pitching, like that person should be like properly knowledge with the entire application first of all. And if the person who is speaking, if he or she gets like interrupted somewhere, like if she fumbles somewhere, then like as we are presenting the whole thing as a team, so there should be the other team members who start it right there. Like suppose I am the one who is presenting and I start fumbling in between, so my team member should be ready with it so that he can come up and he can like present it from right there. So that should be a part of team coordination.
Right, very well said. So, before we move on further and, go towards the finale of this particular edition, I would really, I'm keen to know a little more about your participation last year around. Can you share us something like, what was the most heartbreaking part of the entire journey and the most elation wala part of the entire journey when you were like most elated and heartbroken as well? So, two different anecdotes, of course. So, what were those two incidents or anecdotes that you can share with us?
Yeah, so if I talk about incidents, like when the nodal centers were announced, I found it quite close to my home. Like all my team members are, like most of my team members are from East India, and we are studying in a university in North India. So we were really elated when we saw that the nodal center is in East India. Like the nodal center was in Jharkhand, and like most of our team members were from like around Jharkhand, West Bengal, and Bihar, and so on. So like that was probably the most elating point for us. And the most depressing point was when like we couldn't arrange for a mentor to go with us. Like I think if we could have a mentor who could go with us to the nodal center, then we would have been definitely, like we would definitely have been doing better in the finale round.
But you needed no better since you went on to win the hackathon. So I guess that part was taken care of. So, but still, it's good to have those, all the memories with you, be it a little bitter or the sweet ones. So those memories will always be cherished, I'm sure, by you. So, Anvisha, before we wrap up, one last bit of advice to the contestants this year around and in the years to come. What would be that last piece of advice, like in terms of, handling this entire process of hackathon and trying to win it? What would you advise?
First of all, maintain team coordination because this is a team hackathon, not a solo hackathon. So I always used to tell this to my team members as well, that a team is nothing without coordination between the team members. If there is no coordination in between like the team members, then you definitely cannot win it. So there should be team coordination between the team members, and the members should be chosen in a way so that like the members are skilled, not just for the sake of friendship. Yeah.
Right, very well said. It has to be a very professional approach, and friends will always remain, of course. But deal with the hackathon, the approach has to be very professional. And thank you so much for taking out time for us, Nisha, and talking to us and enlightening all our viewers about what could happen in hackathon and how, what to expect and how to deal with various scenarios. So thank you so much, Anisha. We wish you all the best. So,
Thank you.
right. Thanks for joining. A successful hackathon project not only addresses the problem, but also presents a well documented and convincing solution. By carefully considering all the related aspects, you can approach Smart India Hackathon problem statements with a well rounded strategy. All the best.